If you're a fan of Rennie Harlin's 1999 shark thriller Deep Blue Sea, then you probably already know about the major last-minute change to the film's ending. Originally, Dr. Susan McAllister was supposed to survive, closing out her character arc by delivering the final blow to the last genetically enhanced shark. But test audiences had other ideas. They demanded changes, which led to the theatrical ending where Susan meets a gruesome fate by getting devoured, while Preacher steps up as the unexpected hero. If you love Deep Blue Sea, chances are you fall into one of two camps: those who prefer the original ending and those who think the theatrical cut was the better choice. It's unquestionably one of the most polarizing topics when it comes to Deep Blue Sea. Now, here's where things get interesting. A common misconception has floated around for years that in the original ending, Preacher was supposed to die. This belief led many fans, even those who liked the idea of Susan surviving, to support the theatrical cut simply because no one wanted to see Preacher die. After all, he's one of the most lovable characters in the film. But here's the thing. There was never any concrete evidence to support the claim that Preacher dies in the original ending. The only confusion stems from earlier drafts of the screenplay, where Preacher was originally set to die halfway through the movie, but not the ending. This was confirmed by both Rennie Harlin and screenwriter Duncan Kennedy. But those drafts were nixed long before the final version of the screenplay was penned. In fact, Rennie Harlin never once stated that Preacher died in the original ending. What he did say was that they decided to tweak the ending to make him the hero instead of Susan after test audiences rejected the idea of Susan being the hero. And given the fact that they had only one day to reshoot the ending, it would have been physically and logistically impossible to completely refilm the entire third act in a single day. If you pay close attention, the scenes that were reshot are mostly tight shots, since they couldn't reconstruct the entire set in such a short time frame, and thus couldn't feature a lot of the set pieces in the background. And the one time you actually see part of the facility in the shot is a wide angle. And it's obvious Susan's figure was erased and superimposed with Preacher's. Keep in mind, the reshoots also took place less than a month before the film's release. Plus, it was shot in an entirely different studio than where the rest of the film was shot. So there's no possible way they could have reshot every scene from the moment Preacher gets attacked to the very end in a single day. Normally, this would take a week at minimum. Even the final draft of a screenplay, which I've read and also covered in my video Deep Blue Sea's original ending according to the script, confirms that Preacher survives, right alongside Susan and Carter. The only difference? Preacher wasn't the hero in that version, as Rennie Harlin stated, because he was nearly chomped in half by a mako shark and was barely clinging to life. But in the theatrical version, he perseveres and overcomes his injuries by emerging as the film's hero. But now, we have definitive proof that the long-standing myth about Preacher's death is false. In Arrow Video's 4K Ultra HD release of Deep Blue Sea, screenwriter Duncan Kennedy and Trace Thurman put the myth to rest once and for all. In the audio commentary, they explicitly confirm that in the original ending, Preacher survives alongside Susan and Carter. In fact, Kennedy goes as far to reveal Preacher, Susan, and Carter are forced to escape on a raft, which is exactly how the ending unfolds in the screenplay. So, for those who have spent years wondering, Preacher's fate in the original ending was never in doubt. He was always meant to make it out alive, although the original ending has never been released by Warner Brothers. If you'd like to see it, there's a petition circulating that was promoted by Rennie Harlin and Thomas Jane, and even mentioned by Duncan Kennedy in the commentary. A link to the petition can be found in the description. Thanks for watching, and be sure to check out my other video entitled Deep Blue Sea's Original Ending according to the script for more details on how the film's original ending unfolded.